All right. All right. Week 2 of the Slightly Informed podcast. Yes, we do have a name. Shout out to my little brother. He is not as quite as handsome as I am, but I still love him. I still love him. I want the best for him. I think he's brilliant. He's a great soldier, fantastic father. He's an okay brother. But he did come up with a great name for the podcast, the Slightly Informed Podcast. I am DJ Hairston, your host. And despite the shirt and tie, I really only kind of know what I'm talking about. And I mean, probably not. Let's be for real. The most important story everybody's talking about this week is the Republican that took a shot at the president, Guiteau. You know what I'm saying? His name, I believe, is Mr. Charles Guiteau. He tried to assassinate the president, James Garfield. That was the last time a Republican shot a Republican, except he succeeded. You know what I'm saying? He actually took the president out. Basically, to understand the story of the presidential assassination, the Republican that assassinated the Republican president, you got to understand the spoil system. Back in the 1800s, we had a president named James Garfield. Before him, we had a president named Andrew Jackson. One of them Andrews. It was an Andrew. It was an Andrew of some sort. And he created the spoil system, which was essentially anybody that the president kind of owed a favor could literally walk up to the president. This is like the 1800s, so there's no big gate around the White House, which is whack, by the way. Can we stop trying to kill president? All right, stop. We need to take the gate down. Anyway, before the gate was there, you could just walk up and ask the president for a job. Basically, he used to give it to all of his friends. It was kind of like the spoils of winning the presidency, the spoil system. So that continued pretty much until James Garfield got assassinated, because Charles Guiteau, Guiteau was a failure. He failed at being a lawyer. He failed at being an evangelist. And he failed at a love commune. They called him Charles Get Out. How you start the commune and they nah, man, that's some J.D. Vance shit. Never mind. So he campaigned for Garfield or whatever. So he campaigns. He really only does a couple of speeches that nobody comes to. So then he does these speeches. And then he's like, hey, man, I want to be an ambassador or something. I don't know. I can't remember the job, but it was something overseas. It was I want to be the ambassador. And Garfield was like, you kind of suck. You suck. And then Guiteau decided to pop 2 shots in the president, put him in the back, 1 in the leg. And then that actually did not kill him. Remember, this is the 1800s. So we didn't really have germ theory. Dr. Lister really pushed it, but everybody was like, get out of here, nerd. And so basically what fucking Garfield, the president of the United States, only been president, I think he got elected, and then I think he was only actually president for 4 months. So they just start sticking holes in him and try to dig the bullet out with their hand. Why? I guess it's the 1800s. That just doesn't seem like a good idea even back then. They knew about germs, but they called it nerd shit. The Republican Party, incompetence? And yes, the party's flipped system, but they were still, this was the 1800s. Everybody was incompetent. They were Republicans. Hold that. So basically, because no one believed in germs, and it was Dr. Lister of Listerine, when you have a hangover and you're like, that Listerine, yeah, that dude was like, hey man, you probably shouldn't just go sticking your dirty fingers in the president. That seems like some weird, what was his name? Tech, whatever, shit. And they told him to get the fuck out of here, you dumb nerd. You dumb, stupid nerd with your dumb, stupid glasses. And then, they also called in Alexander Graham Bell of the phone why they called him in. Apparently, he had invented some sort of what is it, magnet thing that detects metal detector. There it is. He invents some sort of metal detector, and they're like, "Hey, man, see if you can find the bullet that's in the president." And he's like detecting, but they're like, "You can only do one side of them. Bullets on the other side." Wildest story ever. Anyway, the president dies. We kind of in the spoil system, and that was the last time a Republican shot another Republican until a couple of days ago. Like, what? Shot Adam? I still don't know if he actually, if you don't know, if you were, I guess you might not be paying attention. Honestly, this story kind of blew over kind of quick. But yeah, if you don't know, former President Trump was shot at by some 20-year-old Republican kid. Had an AR-15. People saw him climbing on the roof to shoot the president, and they were like, "Hey, police, that dude's going to the roof." And they were like, "This here's Pennsylvania. You can have guns on roofs." I don't know if that's how people in Pennsylvania sound. It's either that or they sound like Beanie Siegel. I don't want to get shot by Beanie Siegel, so I will not try to do, I'm riding down the freeway. You know what I'm saying? This is the toughest. I don't know how to do a fucking Philly accent. Anyway, in Philadelphia, you could just have AR-15s. So this kid had set up a ladder, they're saying. I don't know if any of this is true. I'm not going to research it. I'm going by what I saw on Twitter and also the random things that my friends have texted me. So this could be completely wrong. But they're saying that this kid set up a ladder, climbed up on the roof. People saw him on the roof. They were all like, "Hey, this kid's on the roof with an AR-15." And then the police didn't do anything. And then he took 2 shots at the president. Some people are saying that Trump straight up hit his observation hockey with like, dodged that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Caught him with a Luffy. Coming back. You know what I'm saying? Sabaody Archipelago 2. If you know, you know. Some are saying he dodged it. Some are saying it's glass. I don't really know. It seemed like if it was like a bullet, it would have hit him more. But I don't really know. But anyway, he's all right. Former president. He's still out there golfing, campaigning, not caring about really anybody but himself, which, that's why they elected him. It's President Trump. That's why, that's the whole thing with Trump. Like, before he was president, he was my favorite scammer. Like, he was a scammer. Like, he didn't buy the building. He bought the naming rights to it and put his name up real big. Like, hey, look at my building, real big. Like, he didn't have a university with degrees. He just told people that they were going to Trump U. And they paid him millions of dollars. He didn't even get beef jerky to the people. He had those shoes. I really wanted a pair. I'm not going to lie to you. My wife is real mad at me. But till this day, I still will take a pair. I believe there were only 100 made. Had all these people order them. And in the fine print, it was essentially like, you may or may not get your shoes. Come on, man. You can't. Come on, bro. He's just tricking people left and right. The problem is, he became a president, and you can't really run a country based off that. That's not the best. But I still think it would be fun to. I'm not gonna. Come on! That would be fun. It would be fun. Come on, it wouldn't be fun. He's got the best stories. They say he's the guy. Come on, bro. He's patting you on the back. He's hitting you with one of these. Trump hits me with one of these. I'm done. I'm not voting for him, but goddamn. Come on. If he hits me with one of those, he doesn't have my vote, but he has my heart. And those, you really shouldn't say that out loud because he's a terrible person. But when he hits you with it's, come on. Oh, man. Yeah, I think he's about to tear the Republican Party in half this election. He elected J.D. Vance to be his vice president, and Rupert Murdoch, for whatever reason, absolutely hates J.D. Vance. Don't know what J.D. Vance did to Rupert Murdoch. I think it's his stupid, dumb, in the closet Teletubby face. Uh, but whatever he did, Rupert Murdoch does not like J.D. Vance. And I don't know if that means anything. Like, I'm going to be honest. I could it? I mean, Murdoch does control the non-Jewish part of media. So it's a very small percentage. I don't know. But it's Fox. So it is what it is. Then, did you see Gates? I never knew how to say his name. I'm not going to learn how to say it. I'm just not going to learn how to say it. They made fun of him on SNL. They called him Beavis and Butthead. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm just not going to learn how to say his name. Although I did learn that he may or may not have trafficked underage girls. They're underage. Trafficked underage girls across state lines. And no one cares. Just no one cares. Like his number two got pinched for it, if I'm not mistaken. It was like a whole thing. And no one cares. I guess we just don't care about that. I like to think good people care. Hell, I think even some bad people care. I think people care. Not enough. I care. I think that should disqualify him from office. He should maybe be, I don't know. Anyway, he was yelling at Kevin McCarthy, who was like the speaker for his party. That's wild. You can't just go, that's like, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's like D-Lo yelling at, all right, man, he can yell at most of the coaches that he had over at the Lakers. That's like Mario Chalmers yelling at Eric Spoelstra. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not allowed to just do that here. We're supposed to, like, be coming together. Well, I guess. And, yeah, it is tearing this party apart. They're about to have two separate parties, and it seems like J.D. Vance is being set up to be the successor. He's, like, 39, which is not that much older than me. Like, there's a decent chance we would have been in high school at the same time, so I don't like that. I don't like that for several reasons, most of which being I don't think anyone that could have had a MySpace is old enough to like be president right now. I think we gotta chill for a little bit. I think legally I could be president this year, but I don't think it's a smart. I'm not JFK. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? That's weird. Why is he so close? What did he do? People say he's a weirdo. I don't really know. I ain't never met the man, and I just heard about the man like 4 weeks ago. I think I'm like 100% positive I've tweeted at him a few times, but also I be tweeting, man. I don't know. My shit is trash. I'm terrible at that whole app. Terrible at social media. Terrible at the app. That's why we're here talking. But yeah, this whole Republican, Trump is about to destroy like the classic Republican. Now Republicans are the dumbest girl at the bar. The dumbest like 37-year-old girl at the bar. You know what I'm talking about? She's like still wearing wife beaters with a bra underneath, even though she has grandkids at this point. And she's young to have grandkids, but that's because that's a double generation of teen parents. And she, you know, she is married, kind of. You know, they don't like sleep in the same bedroom, mostly because they're swingers, and they're yelling at the bar about, I don't like this new NFL. Take a shot off my wife's boobs. Yeah, off the tits. You want a shot? It's nice. They're nice. What, you too good to take a shot off my wife's tits? That's what you're too good? I bet you voted for Joe Biden. That's why you don't want to do this weird stuff with me. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. They're kind of fun to party with up until it gets like too late. Like up until 4 or 5 shots in, then it's like, man, this is getting weird. She is rubbing my leg and he is rubbing my other leg, and I gotta get out of here. I can't do this with these people, and that's the type of judgment that is going to be the future of the Republican Party. They used to have like smart people, I think, at least people that seemed more responsible than me. And look, I got a shirt and a tie, not that responsible. You know what I'm saying? I can put together those two pieces of clothing. That's about where it stops. And these people are going to be responsible for the country for the next. Because if Donald Trump wins, I don't think. Well, he definitely got the courts. The Constitution is done. I can tell you that much. It's probably not from just like a legal standpoint. This Supreme Court is like regularly tossing out precedent, and they're about to start getting cases that toss out more precedent. And that is the rule of law is what this country was founded on. So Biden, okay, well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think it'll be all right. I think we'll be, like some people will be all right. Man, I don't think it'll be that bad. I think it'll still be people telling jokes. I don't think it's going to be like anarchy in the streets. I think that even in another Donald Trump presidency, some other they're just going to keep trying. These Republicans are crazy. They're the ones with the guns. It's so wild to me. It doesn't make any sense. But whatever. We're here now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing as a country, as a people. But most importantly, did y'all see Jaylen Brown? I don't know. He plays up in Boston. I could have done like a better transition to that. I could have been like, like Declaration of Independence. Boston, one of the most serious cities now, and now they got Jaylen Brown. That has to be the most. What is going on with that squad? That entire squad is the most swaggerless champions. I think this is a result of AAU. That's what it's got. It's got to be the result of AAU. These kids are in a basketball factory at this point. They start when they're, you're fucking 6'5" in 8th grade. What are you going to do? You're going to play basketball. Someone's going to teach you how to dribble. It's a decent chance these days that your parents, or one of your parents, played some sort of professional sport. Basketball is quickly becoming a suburban soccer league. It is becoming a light-skinned suburban kid league, which, it is what it is. Those parents worked hard. These kids, you got to work hard to make it to the NBA. It is not an accident that Jaylen is as good as he is. The problem is, he's at the thing, and I think he was kind of dirty macking Bronny. I don't know if he was, but I think the only person that you can say that to is like your wife. Like if that was like his wife, then you could say that. But if it's just, she about to be just a regular, she about to just be a regular woman again. She, from what I understand, she's in and out of the league. So, what I'm saying? She's really good at basketball. I'm not going to try to say her name. I'm not even, and is Dejan G. There's no way I'm going to try. I've never even heard anyone say the woman's name. But apparently she's very, very good at basketball, just not quite good enough. Therefore, and not married to Jaylen Brown, most importantly. That's probably the most important thing. So, like, you can't just be out there. Yeah, it is what it is. I think it was dirty macking on Bronny. I don't know if Bronny's going to make the G League, but I do know that he's pretty darn good at Call of Duty. So, I think he should pursue that. He did his dad's thing. Is it working out? Kind of. I mean, he got $7.9 million, so they got to pay him that. So he's going to be in the league for at least 4 years. But then, after that, he should probably probably find something new to do. Seems, I don't know, he seems smart. He went to like a really good prep school. He'll go back to USC. That's what he should be doing. He should be getting his degree at night. Oh, he could pull he could do like Dion's son, or like Denzel's son. Because Denzel's son, uh, man, what is his name? Dang, what movie was he in? Was he in Inception? Nah, he was in that other movie that's like Inception, but it's not Inception. I can't remember. But anyway, he was really good at football. And I remember he got a scholarship to go play at, I think, USC. But then, of course, Denzel Washington, of Denzel Washington, most recently, my favorite Denzel Washington movie, The Book of Eli. Um, he ended up paying. He took the Book of Eli money to pay for his son's schooling, so somebody else could get the scholarship. I thought that was the dopest thing that like any celebrity had done, and I'm sure other people had done it, but they, did not star in. We're gonna go man on fire for that one. We're gonna go man on fire. Those other people didn't start it. Maybe if Dakota Fanning did it, maybe. I don't know. Does she have kids that are in college that are good enough to get a scholarship in football to go to USC? I don't think so. She does not look like she's old enough. I don't think she is. Anyway, so Denzel's son goes to USC, and then he becomes like a really good movie. He's like a really good actor. Like he is like one of the best. John Washington? Does that sound right? I'm not gonna look it up. But he is a really good actor. I saw him in Ballers. He was balling out. I thought he was one of the best parts of that show, and I thought it was dope because he actually played football. And then he actually played football professionally. And then he played a football player, and then now he's starring in movies with, I really think he was in that Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Man, was he in Inception? I'm like 90% sure he was in that movie. Or he was in a movie that was just like it. Man. I should look it up. I'm not gonna look it up. We're gonna power on through that. But that's what Bronny should do. He, you know what I'm saying, let him get a couple, you know what I'm saying. You paid him $7.9 million. Put him out there. See what he can do. Maybe, it's better when the lights come on. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But he's a good defender, I guess. The problem is he's like my height, maybe a little bit taller. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a short dude, but I'm not an NBA dude. I don't care how athletic. If I could jump out of the gym, I don't need to be. There's very few people that are like even Chris Paul and fucking Steph are way taller than me, from what I understand. I've never seen these dudes, but Bronny seems. I think he's like 6'1", and if you're listed at 6'1", you might be like 5'11". You really might be like 5'11". Like somebody. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, as someone who's 6 foot, if I'm playing basketball, I would like to be listed at 6'2". All right, I'm wearing Timbs the day that they take people's measurements. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here hooping, bang, bang, bang. So I don't know, but he should go the route that Denzel Washington some went, and now that I am as far as I am into the segment, and I still refuse to look up this dude's name, that's kind of fucked up on my part because he is his own person. He is not just Denzel Washington's son, but also your dad was. Nope, we're getting there. We're getting there. The Star of Philadelphia, which was actually one of the best lawyer movies out, even though I don't think any of the law was right. I don't think a stitch of that law was right. Maybe. I don't know. I don't practice in Philadelphia. I practice two states. I really, really know one. I'm getting pretty good at the other. Getting pretty good. Getting pretty good. That being said, Bronny should act I'm pretty sure. I don't know. He should do what he want to do, man. I don't know if he wants to play basketball. That seems really hard. Once you to like, good on him for putting himself in a position to make the league. Like that's part of it. Like you can say what you want, but he woke up every day and he worked hard enough to put himself into a position to make the league. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. He did. Shouts out to Bronny. Jalen was dirty macking. Jason Tatum needs to get off the internet. I don't. Somebody need to give him a personality that doesn't consist of memes. Like, I'm sure, like in private, he's a super cool dude, but you can't do all. You can't like try to create a viral moment. Like you can't. Then again, he did. It was viral. I saw it. I saw them all. So shout out to Jason Tatum and his personality. I don't know. What else is going on? That's really. I mean, you don't want to spend the entire time talking about politics, but they just tried to assassinate the president. Like that's the wildest thing ever. Now, and then we got the Olympics coming up, and man, play it like I hope we win. I hope we win big. I hope we win big because like we kind of need that. I think we kind of need that as a people right now. And even like Nick Fuentes doesn't fuck with JD Vance, which is so. I guess it makes sense because JD Vance's wife is man. His wife is Indian. That like sucks for her. That like really does suck for her because that party sucks for anyone that's not like. I saw the article that the CEO of Grindr said that the Republican National Convention is like their Christmas, I believe, which I believe. I believe that. I believe that whatever city the Republican National Convention is, Grindr needs to divert some more resources to that city. Needs to, because, and that's what's tough, is that you got to be like a certain type of person to be a Republican in most places of the country. And it's already hard enough to fit in if you're from like bumfuck Iowa. You know what I'm saying? You got like 500 people that you see regularly. They know your mama. Like you can't be out there doing random stuff, so you kind of gotta, fit in. And most people want to fit in anyway. Like you don't want to not fit in. But then you like turn on the TV and you see like some crazy stuff, and you're like, but they got some good ideas. And you can, yeah. Like I don't think you can be a person and not say, yeah, we're not both sides of it. But the reality is, you can't be a person and not say that there aren't some good ideas on both sides. It just is what it is, and I hate that all that there is to talk about right now is politics in sports. Like, there's got to be somebody do something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody accomplish something. What's going on in science? Like, what's going on in science? I get all my science from Science Girl, and I'm learning about a bunch of old stuff that happened. I don't know any of it off the top of my head. Like, I don't know. All right, what's going on with the Young Thug trial? So, in the Young Thug trial, they granted the recusal of that judge. So now they got a black woman judge, and I don't know nothing about this judge. I'm not doing no research about it. It's so much, but I do know one thing: black women judges don't play. So all the shenanigans, cut it out. Which kind of sucks because the shenanigans are what makes it fun. Get into a little bit of something. Have some fun with it. Like, well, you can't just be up there. You're not going to win the jury if you're just up there. And then this happened. And then this. PowerPoint slide number 2. Click PowerPoint slide number 3. Click. Like, it's not really going to win over the jury. But at the same time, you don't want to have a circus in the courtroom. Black women judges don't like that. I'm going off of a decent amount of experience. A decent amount of experience. There is no shenanigans. You better come with all of your everything. Better be tip top, tippity top. Oh man, now Thug might be going to prison. But I mean, if it's the same jury, they've seen all this, and like that can't sit well with them. So, do they bring in a new jury? Do you declare? I feel like if a judge recuses himself for a case, that's probably right for a mistrial, but you don't really want a mistrial at this point. They are just losing. So, I'm keep an eye on it, see what happened. There was a Democrat that also got convicted of bribery. Yep, convicted him. Most people haven't heard of it, don't know his name, not going to learn it, but he was convicted of bribery. The reason no one said about it, because it's not a goddamn cult. It is a party, and he was out here bribing motherfuckers. Or at least taking bribes. He's probably taking bribes. And, like, that's kind of, we can tie it all back together. That's kind of what the spoil system is. It's like you win, should you be able to give contracts and stuff to the people that helped you get there? It's kind of designed in our system. Like, it is like and it's kind of an open style of corruption, which I think is more fair, because it's like, well, you should campaign harder for that dude. If you want to, get this contract, you should do more and campaign more for that dude. You got to do more for the community. And if you do more for the community, that helps the community. So, like, why not? Why not make it an open system or bid? Everybody bids. I like the bid system. I'm a bid guy. I'm a big bid guy. You put in the best bid and hopefully you do good work. Yeah, I think so. I think it's kind of an open, the spoil system is an open corruption system, but this dude was not doing it that way. He was taking back alley brown paper bags in the back of Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I did do a bribe, I don't want to do no, like, bank transfer. I want it small, unmarked bills, brown paper bag. You have to be in, like, a long car. Preferably, like, an older car. You know what I'm saying? Like, a nice powder blue Cadillac Eldorado. The roof could come down, but if we're doing this shady stuff, you got to keep the roof up. You got to keep the roof above you when you're doing the shady stuff. Then, you know what I'm saying, then it's a guy in a trench coat. And, like, no Diddy, it's kind of weird. But, he's sitting there, he's got his little trench coat, maybe a little fedora, it's raining, he's smoking a cigarette. I pull up, he looks at me, gets in. You know what I'm saying? We drive around the block. It's like an old school drug deal, except for, you know what I'm saying, when he gets out of the vehicle, there's just a brown paper bag with money and an understanding. I would probably get caught day one. I would undoubtedly get caught very, very quickly. I am not good at that. I would probably immediately... You know who would catch me? Initial would catch me. They'd be like, DJ, why are you in here buying the Cork Air Max 90s? Like, where'd you get this money from? I don't know, but you got a new contract. All right, man. Thank you for listening. Hopefully that was another good week. Like, subscribe, share. I don't know. Do the thing that people do with podcasts. This is the Slightly Informed Podcast. I'm DJ Harrison. Thank you.